What happens when a former president attacks a congresswoman in the dead of night only for her to respond with such calm intensity that the internet explodes? What started as a petty insult turned into a political power move that left one name trending: Barron Trump, and he didn't even say a word. Let's break down how Jasmine Crockett flipped the script, delivered a stinging response, and exposed a bigger truth about modern politics all in less than 5 minutes. Midnight Firestarter. Trump's post. It all started around midnight. Donald Trump, known for using his Truth Social platform like a digital flamethrower, took aim at Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. The post wasn't about policy. It wasn't about legislation. It was personal, deeply personal. It mocked her appearance and tried to question her intelligence at this point. You'd think we'd be used to these tactics: late-night insults, low-level jabs, and a complete disregard for decency. But this time, Trump wasn't just trying to belittle Crockett, he was trying to provoke her into playing his game, what he didn't count on. She had absolutely no interest in following his rules. Crockett's response: calm, precise, lethal. When Jasmine Crockett responded, she didn't do it with rage or retaliation. She didn't shout. She didn't trade insult for insult. Instead, she dissected the situation with the calm of a surgeon and the precision of a strategist. She addressed the fact that she was targeted not with anger, but with clarity. She made it clear that when Trump goes low, he does so not from strength, but from fear. She flipped the script. If you're willing to drag someone's child into this, she said in so many words, then maybe we should talk about yours. She didn't even have to name Barron Trump. And that's what made the moment so explosive. She left it hanging in the air intentionally, and the silence said everything. The Barron Trump shockwave, that single indirect reference, hit like a lightning bolt. Suddenly, people weren't talking about her dress, her voice, or her credentials. They were asking, did she just call Trump out using his own family? And that's when the internet took over. The conversation shifted in real time. Clips of Crockett's speech were reposted millions of times. Commentators were stunned. Supporters were electrified. Critics didn't know how to respond because she didn't go low. She went smart. In Barron, he became a symbol, not of scandal, but of how political figures use their families as shields till someone dares to push back. Why this moment hit so hard? Let's zoom out for a second. This wasn't just a clever clapback or a trending moment. It was a in control, emotional, rhetorical, and political. Crockett didn't take the bait. She redefined the terms of the conversation. And here's the deeper truth. When powerful men use women, especially black women, as punching bags for their narratives, they expect silence or anger. What they don't expect is strategic resistance. And Crockett delivered exactly that by keeping her tone cool and her message sharp. She forced the spotlight off herself and redirected it toward the hypocrisy at play. Because if Trump wants to talk about family, then the door swings both ways: public reaction and silence from Trump. Now, here's what's interesting. After Crockett's response went viral, Trump didn't respond. No follow-up post, no correction, no clarification, just radio silence. And that silence, it was deafening because it revealed something crucial. He had no comeback. He played his usual game, and for once, it didn't work. Meanwhile, Crockett gained not only support but respect. She didn't just win the moment, she elevated the conversation. People weren't just clapping for her, they were seeing through the tactics of personal attack and political distraction. The bigger picture, what this reveals about power and politics: this moment wasn't just about Jasmine Crockett or Donald Trump. It was a mirror showing us what politics in 2025 has become. We're in an age where insult often replaces insight, where distraction overshadows policy. And yet, here comes a congresswoman using poise and precision to redirect the conversation back to where it matters: hypocrisy, power, and accountability. And let's not ignore the timing. Midnight insults aren't random. They're designed to cause chaos while the world sleeps. But Crockett flipped that tactic on its head. She took the drama and turned it into dignity. Why this moment will be remembered at the end of the day. People won't remember exactly what Trump wrote at midnight, but they'll remember how Jasmine Crockett responded. They'll remember how she used silence as a weapon, how she turned a cheap shot into a political match, and how one calm, composed response left a former president with absolutely nothing to say. This wasn't just a viral moment. It was a wake-up call that maybe, just maybe, truth doesn't need to shout to be heard. And sometimes the most powerful name in the conversation is the one that isn't even spoken.